Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I am bringing you my weekly update and sharing with you how my week went, what I did during the week, and some other fun and then not so fun tidbits. So don't forget, give me a thumbs up if you like these type of videos. Leave me some comments below, and please make sure that you like this video because that really helps my channel out a lot. All right, so we usually start this off talking about food and activity. And my eating, a little so-so, and I'm going to get into why that happened this week in just a little while. It was kind of a little bit of a stressful week, but again, let's get into that in a little while. Let's talk about what is on my menu for this week. I think that's always a good place to start. And grab your pad of paper so that you can also jot down some things if, one of the ideas that I give you sparks something that's maybe it's something you want to make. So this week we are having chicken pot pie. And yes, if you followed along with me last week, that is a repeat because we did not make that this week. I also have meatloaf on the menu, and don't get all excited. It's just a frozen meatloaf. I've got a Stouffer's meal that I picked up, so it's just going to be one of those easy weeknight meals. And I'm going to make sure to keep my day low in points so that I can accommodate that little bit of a higher dinner. The next thing we're going to have is chicken stir fry, and I do repeat that at least twice a month just because of the fact that it's so low in points and it's so easy that it's a really good repeat. And if you have one of those meals in your, in your rotation, don't feel bad because you're repeating one or two things. I know that when my kids were growing up, we had spaghetti once a week. Once a week, just because of the fact that it was just one of those meals that everybody would eat, nobody complained about, and it was super easy to make. All right, so the next thing the next thing we're having this week is spaghetti. Hopefully I said that before I went on my spaghetti rant. So we're having spaghetti. Two of my granddaughters will be here on one of the nights this week, so it'll be way easy because they both like spaghetti, and again, easy peasy. And the last thing that we're going to have this week is sloppy joes. And sloppy joes is one of those meals that is easy to prep ahead of time. So if you're making the meat for something, you can always make a double batch. And here's my recipe. You guys ready? Okay, ready? Get your pen and paper. Open up a can of Manwich. Low in points and super good. We're a Manwich family here. It's always been one of our favorite ingredients for sloppy joes, and again, quick, simple, easy. Stick with that. All right, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is my workouts. My workouts have been going great, and we've talked about that. We've been talking about that all month, and it's a really good thing for me because even on good days or stressful days or days that I don't feel like doing it, I have just kicked it into high gear and done it anyway. And it's been really good because of the fact that I don't know, it's been something that's been consistent, in my week. And especially this week, I needed to burn off a little bit of stress, and that knowing that I had that workout planned was really easy. Okay, so next up, that brings me to tracking. So I had a 47-day tracking streak going, and it was really good. I'm like, yes. I had a 63-day one going before, and I was like, I'm gonna recoup that 63 days and keep going. So I had a 47-day streak going, and then something happened on Thursday, and I'd actually put a note up on Facebook to let you know why I didn't post anything on Thursday. And I got up, there was something wrong with my cat Hunter, and I waited for the vet to open. I called them. She directed me to go to the emergency veterinarian hospital with him. And so that was on Thursday. On Thursday, he was admitted there. So he's been there Thursday, Friday, today's Saturday, and they said that he is doing much, much better. And if he continues that, I'll get to bring him home tomorrow on Sunday. And I'm going to try to get through this without being emotional because I've been kind of a wreck the last couple of days. But he had something going on, not to get too technical, but he had something going on with his bladder. And they ended up having to flush it a couple of times. And he has been there. At the end of this video, I'll put the veterinary hospital. They sent me a picture, and poor little baby got a cone on his head, and a baby cone head. So I'll put that picture at the end so that you'll see. So yeah, it's been tough without him here. And the doctors have been calling twice a day. I've been calling a couple of times a day to talk to the technicians just to kind of get interim status updates that are where you're just, you know, they're, the bulk of the information is coming from the doctor on staff in the morning, super early morning, and then about 5 o'clock-ish in the evening. So I've been getting those 2 updates a day. And like I said, I've been calling the technician just basically to find out his well-being. And so they'll tell him that his mom loves him, just so you know. All right, so that's my Hunter baby. And again, it's thrown me for a loop. So Thursday, with all the chaos of the vet and everything, I didn't track a thing, and I started back over at day 1. It happens. I mean, it happens. And the last thing on my mind on Thursday was tracking. And I was kicking myself a little bit on Friday, but just so you know. All right, so that kind of brings you up to date as far as that's concerned. So the books I'm reading, you guys seem to like that, and I think that I've given you guys some really good suggestions. So last week I was reading Fourth Grave Beneath, and that was a Dorinda Jones book, and I finished that one. Super good. She just keeps getting better and better. It's a really good series. So find that. It's the series that she's doing for the Grim Reaper. It's a fun series. I mean, it's just super fun. The one that I'm reading currently on my Kindle here, is called Bitter Falls, and it's part of another series, and it's a Stillhouse Lake series, and it's by Rachel Kane. Now this one is pretty, I don't want to say gruesome, but it's pretty deep, and it's about, without giving anything away, it's about a killer. So I'll just leave it at that. So if you like those type of books, definitely jump on your Amazon or Kindle or however you download your books and download that one, because it's so good. Like when you finish one, you automatically want to download the next one. I think they're like $2.99 each. The first one, I think I got the first one free, and maybe I got one of them for $1.99, but trust me, well worth it. It's a good series. And if you have like the Amazon book membership, I think they want to call it, I think that they are, you can get that one. It might be part of that package. All right, so that's what I'm reading. I'm not going to download another one on my books on tape until I finish. Now you hear the squeaking of the dog toy. I'm not going to download any more on my books on tape until I finish at least that one or that Kay Hooper one that I'm reading. And yes, I'm still reading the one by Rachel Cruz. So I haven't picked that one back up because I just haven't had the brain power. There's been a lot going on at my day job, and it's been super busy. So I haven't had the brain power by the time I get done working to really get that in depth into a book and like really take it in. So that one's still sitting on the back burner. But again, loving my book plan for the year. I think it was, I wanted to read 2 to 3 books a month. I think it was 2 books. And I'm plowing through like a book a week. I mean, I'm really doing good with this task or this goal that I set for myself. Still working my way through Prodigal Son. I am almost done with season 1. It's so good. Like, so good. So that one has been a really good series. So if you catch that one, definitely try to catch that one. And I needed just something to play in the background while I was like doing dishes or something else. So I restarted the Reba series. And I think that I found it on Hulu. I think it's on Hulu. So I started season 1, episode 1, and it's so funny because you don't remember how like some of those older shows start, and then you catch bits and pieces and you're like, oh yeah, I've seen this episode, but you still rewatch it because it's really good. So I restarted that one, and I'm kind of excited to see how that one goes, because in the morning, my husband watches TV, so usually the TV's on when I get up. So in the morning, sometimes that Reba show is on, and I'll catch just kind of little bits and pieces before he flips it over to the news. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start that series back over and watch that one, because I think that would be just to be a really fun one just to kind of have going in the background. All right, so before I stop here, I wanted to also say I bought a new cookbook. So this is the cookbook that I bought, and it's the Lighter Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook. And I follow Jeffrey on Facebook, and he has been coming up with some really good Instant Pot recipes. And this one, I was super excited. I pre-ordered it, and this one, I really wanted to get my hands on. Oh, there's Beast. So I wanted to get my hands on so that I could get some lighter recipes, because a lot of the times you'll get cookbooks, or you'll get, hold on, you'll get some really good cookbooks, but they're so high in points that it just makes it hard for you to sit down and get some alternate ingredients and things like that. So he's missing his brother. I mean, he is really, really, truly missing his brother. He looked for him for the first couple of days, and he's just been moping around here the last couple of days, you know, trying to figure out where he's at. So when you're missing a piece of your family, trust me, it gets pretty tough. And for those of you who have animals that feel the way, you know, if you feel the way I do about my animals, you totally get it. And if you're not a cat person or a dog person, you're probably like, Kim, come on. Trust me, that boy's got a piece of my heart. All right, so I'm going to dig into this cookbook. I'm going to see if I can find some things that I can share, because sometimes I can't take pictures of the things that are in the cookbook because it's copyrighted. But hopefully, I think that he has a website. So once I look through the book, I'll look on his website to see if they're there. And if they're there, I'd like to try to get some more Instant Pot recipes out for you, because I love my Instant Pot when I use it. But sometimes I put it away and then I don't think about it. So it just sits there. So I really would like to get that back out and start using it a little bit more. So hopefully this week is my goal to go through and do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up today's video. Please let me know. Again, I ask you guys this every week. Let me know in the comments if there's something else you guys want me to start sharing, if there's any other updates, if you want to hear about more than just the books, or, you know, what I'm watching or how it's going. I have I have one more week before I jump on the scale. And I'm really hoping that I see inches lost versus the scale moving down. I mean, the scale would be great, but my eating has not been super on point. I mean, I've been prepping. My breakfast, lunch, and snacks have been pretty good, but my nighttime snacks, not great. I mean, I really have to find something, or maybe I just need to start making popcorn again, because that was a really good one that I was enjoying. And when I took, you know, when I changed from purple to blue, I stopped grabbing that. So maybe 1 or 2 nights I'll do popcorn, but I'll figure that one out. I think I'm going to sit down and brainstorm some ideas for that tomorrow. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank you again for coming along with me so that I can share and hopefully motivate you to kind of make some changes or read some new books, or just, you know, anything. Just thanks for coming along with me. All right, so stay tuned. I'll put the picture of Hunter in here. And with that said, have a great week, and we will see you next video.